screaming in my head, it should be loud enough to hear. The words will make a difference, even wrapped around my tears. But you know there is no answer in the question being asked. But you know there is no answer, there's a question I need to ask.
How's your week been, girls? The point of us being here is for you to share and support each other in a safe environment. It's a chance for you guys to just
Forget?
No, but you might have time to reflect.
I've got a mirror for that.
Is there any squishy cream for the hot chocolate?
No, you used it all last week. Now, have you all done what I asked you for this week?
What did we to do?
I'd asked you to think about key moments in your lives. Maybe a time when you needed help and didn't get it, or when you were maybe struggling with
I had a
something.
mad weekend.
What did you do?
We'll talk about that later.
She didn't mean that.
In all of your cases, you were referred to me fairly late on. Now, is there a time you can think of when we could have done something earlier or done something differently to help you?
I was told not to trust social work.
My teachers didn't want to know. Things like that don't happen to people that live in houses like mine.
I asked for help and didn't get it. I got put in a unit.
You've all had really difficult experiences and really similar things happen to you. And it's really important that this is a positive experience for you and a chance to share those experiences. There's no judgment here. And this is the one place where someone will understand exactly what you're talking about.
I'll go. I was sitting in my living room. The fire was on. My mum said to me in a broken and cracked voice,
Marie, I'm gonna go.
I sat confused. My mum then collapsed off the couch onto the floor. Foam was coming out the side of her mouth. Her body was flinching uncontrollably. My first thought was to turn off the fire. I moved all the objects out of the way.
Mum, you're scaring me! Stop! Mum! Mum!
I put her in the recovery position. I got a pillow and put it under her head. I ran next door to my neighbours. My dad was on night shift. My brother was out. An ambulance came. That's all I can remember. My mind went blank after that.
I was 12 years old.
That must have been really difficult. Thanks for sharing that. Does anyone else want to share?
What's the point? I'm fed up of telling my story. I tell it to social work, school. Folk pretend to listen. Nothing ever gets done.
And not everyone here knows.
Jean! Jean! My mum was shouting on me. Jean! Jean! I checked the time. It was 4:30. I got up and went through to my mum. There was blood all over the place. There was blood all over her. She was being sick. Pure blood again. She kept telling me, "Go get me some water." I knew it wouldn't be enough. Not enough. To stop her being sick. Being sick blood. I told her.
I'm gonna go and get an ambulance.
She told me.
No, don't get an ambulance.
I knew what I was doing. It'd become a routine. I called an ambulance and got my mum a bag ready. It wasn't long before they came.
Right, where's your mum?
She's through here.
Okay, take me to her. Is this your mum?
Yeah, she's been sick blood again.
But I can see that.
What's he doing here?
Have you got somebody to look after you?
My mum's partner.
Right, good. Go and give him a call. We'll take care of your mum. Here about it again, eh? What's this, the third time?
I never phoned you.
No, luckily somebody did. Right, come on. We've got to get you up to hospital.
I'm fine.
No, you're not fine. Come on.
I called my mum's partner as they were leaving. I guess they thought he'd come home. They never checked. Never checked to see if I'd be okay. If they had, they would have found out he works in London. I went to my bed. I was exhausted doing this all the time. A few days had passed. I'd been staying at my sister's. I decided to go over to the house. The door was unlocked. I walked in. All I could smell was death. The living room was covered in blood. The curtains were covered in blood. Everything was covered in blood. My mum had been drinking again. She'd burst an ulcer in her stomach. My house, my home, was like a murder scene.
I was 11 years old.
Chelsea,
What?
would you like to share your story?
Which one? There's Hannah's.
It's up to you.
Why you look a mess? I can do it myself. You sure?
It was just a normal day for me and my family. I woke up at 7:30, I got my brother and sister up, I got their clothes ready, I made their play piece and packed their bags for school. As I was getting their bags ready, they were putting on their school clothes. The time was now 8:30, we were getting ready to leave the house. No sign of Mum. I was doing everything a mum should do. I thought it was normal. I thought all my friends did this. I got used to it. I dropped them off at school, then went to school myself. After school, I went to take them home. I got to the top of the street when I noticed something. The social worker's car. I was told never to speak to social work, never to tell them what happens in this house. If you talk, you will be taken away. That's what I was told. I had told social work everything the day before.
Chelsea!
They aren't going anywhere, my mum shouted. There was silence. That was 4 years ago. I've not seen anyone for 3 years. My family was right. Speak up and you get taken away.
You know that's not what we do. We try and keep families together, but the fact was you were 9 years old and doing a job a mum should do. It wasn't safe for you or your brother and sister to remain in that situation.
I just want to know they're all right.
I can assure you they're doing really well in their foster home. I spoke with their social worker.
Can I see them?
You've got letterbox contact, and we need to stick with that until they're ready to meet you.
I just wish I could see them. I want to know they're all right for myself.
I know it's hard for you, but I can assure you they are doing really well, and hopefully they'll want to meet you at some point. You just need to remain positive and be a big sister they can be proud of. I know it's been difficult. Would you like to share your story now, Sarah?
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is...
When I was 5 or 6, I started to find needles and teaspoons. I knew then it wasn't normal. She had lots of boyfriends, most were abusive. I hadn't seen her in 2 days. My gran was worried. She sent us over the road to a friend's house. All the kids and adults from the street were there. My little sister was crying, saying, "My mum is dead.
we were all saying she'll be fine, she'll probably come back round. My gran came back alone. She came into the living room crying. She said, "Your mummy's away to the angels." She'd been lying there for 2 days. My mum, she was 27. All I remember after that is watching Planet of the Apes. In the morning I went over to my house. There was 2 police officers there. That's all I can remember. The next thing I can remember is my uncle coming over. Funeral songs. That's all I can remember. I was 9.
You got friends now. We're here to help and support you. You can always remember her. You know, the good times.
Where? I don't have a grave to visit. There's nowhere for me to go.
She's in your heart.
I'll see you later. My battery's gone.
The number you have dialed has been changed.
You've all had really different experiences and really similar things happen to you. And it's really important that this experience is a positive one for you and a chance to share those experiences. There's no judgment here. This is the one place where someone will understand what you're talking about.
I'm screaming, can you hear me? I'm screaming in my head, it should be loud enough to hear. The words will make a difference, even wrapped around my tears. But you know there is no answer in the question being asked. But you know there is no answer, there's a question I need to ask.
The past couple of months have been really hard because my mum passed away just not long after a month ago, and I'm still got goals ahead for me for going into the police. I recently got a horse, not long ago, to help me get through obviously the passing away of my mum, but there's a group that's the only reason that I'm still kind of coping.
I'd say I'm a much more confident person, like with myself and stuff. That was like the group helped me with that, but also I moved to school and made new friends and stuff. That helped as well. It's been 7 years since my mum passed away. I'd say it's still really difficult because like the family doesn't speak about it or anything, and we've not done anything with ashes or stuff like that. So I'm hoping now with the DVD coming out and stuff like that, my family will understand that there needs to be something done with that. If you know what I mean.
I live in a unit and it's not as bad as what I thought it would be. It's like a safe place for me to be, and a lot of them tell me other opportunities than what I would have been when I was at home. And, like, you've got a lot of folk there for you and feel supported, and like I'd quite like to get into like social work and stuff like that, because I feel as if I've got like a good understanding, I'd be able to like relate to people that are going through things like that.
The thing I enjoy most about the group was the banter and being people that are the same as me. Right now I don't have any contact with my brother and sister, but I've got letterbox contact. Karate is positive in my life right now because I've got the World Championships coming up in Dublin. In the future I'd like to work with people with addictions because I think I'd be good at it.
And I'm